So today we discuss about this type of problem, how to fix. Okay. Multi-dimensional machine learning pipeline for Earth observation data. Mainly drought. We try to focus, identify drought hazard using the machine learning. Okay, random forest machine learning we try to apply. So in this case, our for the drought, we just apply this type of 10-year satellite imagery, mainly 2015 to 2025, and also take some temporal seasonal filtering, suppose summer season or rainy season. Okay. Then we extract the different types of multi-index, suppose NDVI, NDWI. We also apply SPI, SMI, soil moisture index, or VSI. So this type of thing we simply apply, and further we simply apply a stack all of bands, and finally we simply apply the random forest classification. Okay, to identify flood hazard zone. So in this time we take some satellite. We already know about this type of satellite. This one is for Sentinel-2 data. We use it. Sentinel-2, we take the less than 10% cloud cover imagery. We simply take the Sentinel-2 satellite data and also take the Landsat data and also use the CHIRPS satellite data, okay, and also take the SMAP data for soil moisture, tracking the soil moisture. So basically Sentinel-2 we are just used for making the NDVI or NDWI. So this type of indices we can use it, Sentinel-2. Landsat 8 and 9, basically we are use this data set for creating the LST, land surface temperature. We also use LST, as well as also we are using at the VCI, vegetation condition index, and also use the TCI, temperature condition index, and finally we also use the VSI, mainly vegetation health index, VSI. We also use the Landsat 8 and 9 satellite data, and CHIRPS satellite data we are using to take the precipitation, okay, mainly rainfall data set. And further we simply compute the SPI, standard precipitation index. We try to compute using the CHIRPS satellite data, and SMAP, it provides the soil moisture information. Okay, we just use the SMAP satellite data to get the soil moisture. This type of sensor we simply use in our code, and further we simply extract the information, and we simply take the data. Mainly we isolate the seasonal context, dry season and wet season. So dry season, we take the month November to February, and wet season we take the March to October. Okay, and then create different types of seasonal indices also. So basically, this code we can run for the two time. First time we predict the drought for dry season, what the condition for drought, and second time for the wet season, what the condition of the wet season for the drought hazard. So we create the two different map. First map for suppose dry season drought condition hazard. Second map for wet season condition for hazard. Okay, we also try to create this type of map. And you can see this type of index we are just using here, 6-dimensional diagnostic matrix we are using here. We are using the NDVI, normalized difference vegetation index we are used. So it's called the Sentinel-2 and Landsat, then NDWI, okay, then LST, then soil moisture, there is standard precipitation index, and also use the VSI, mainly vegetation health index. So NDVI we can easily identify for greenness, or where is the high vegetation, where is the low vegetation, we can get it. And NDWI it give you the surface water extent, okay, surface water. LST heat stress anomalies we can get. Subsurface desiccation we also get from the SMI, mainly soil moisture. Then meteorological deficit we also get from the SPI. SPI 1, SPI 3, SPI 6, so we can use no problem. And agriculture viability we also use for that VSI, mainly health condition, vegetation health condition, we also use it. And further we simply apply this type of formula. So this is the formula for NDVI, okay, for Sentinel-2. This is the formula for NDVI and NDWI, okay. So this is the formula for NDVI, vegetation, and this is the formula for NDWI, water, okay. So this type of formula we already know about that. And you can see we simply identify surface temperature. So for the surface temperature, we just follow this type of algorithm. Suppose we calculate NDVI, then compute the proportion of vegetation, then compute the emissivity, and finally brightness temperature, or compute the LST. Okay, using so this type of step we also use for the LST. And this is the SPI. SPI we just create for standard precipitation index from 2015 to 2025 SPI. Okay, and calculate the SPI using the CHIRPS satellite data. And this is the formula about that. SPI equal to monthly rainfall, total monthly rainfall minus 10 years average rainfall, maybe 2015 to 2025, 10 years average rainfall divided by 10 years this standard deviation of rainfall. Okay, then we can get the SPI map and also get the SPI times Richard. And this is the VSI. So VSI, when you compute, it called the vegetation health index. So it depends on the two factor, VCI factor and TCI factor. So VCI factor, what is the VCI factor? It's a vegetation condition index and normalized greenness using the VCI. So we compute the VCI and also compute the TCI. Okay. And further using the VCI and TCI, we compute the VSI. So this is the formula about the VSI. Okay, this formula is for VSI and compute the vegetation health index. It analyzes the surface temperature and greenness and proving the agriculture availability requires both high plant condition and low thermal stress. We can identify using the VSI index. And it also shows about the different types of rains for extreme drought, severe drought, moderate drought. We also do it. And you can see we are just in our machine learning model, we simply apply all of bands. Okay, all of bands we just apply. So all of bands, suppose NDVI, NDVI, LST, SPI, SMI, and VSI. So this type of bands we simply stack. We simply stack all of bands, and further we simply apply the machine learning model using this type of bands and identify drought hazard. Where is the extreme drought? Where is the severe drought? Where is the moderate drought? Try to identify. Okay. And finally, simply apply this type of bands and apply the random forest classifier. And further, we simply identify where is the high drought, where is the low drought. Well, drought risk map we try to identify. So this is our final output. Our main target is that we try to create this type of drought hazard map using the 6-dimensional indices.